Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, is like a giant disco ball with a bunch of cool moons orbiting around it. We're talking about more than 80 moons. Some are big, some are small, some are icy, and some are, well, let's just say they're pretty hot-headed. Today we're going on a wild ride to 4 of Jupiter's most fascinating moons: Callisto, Ganymede, Europa, and Io. Buckle up! These moons are called the Galilean moons because the famous astronomer Galileo Galilei discovered them way back in 1610. Imagine his surprise when he pointed his telescope at Jupiter and saw 4 little dots dancing around it. Each moon is unique, with its own personality and challenges for daring explorers like you and me. Let's imagine we could pack our bags and build homes on these moons. What would it be like? Well, it wouldn't be easy, that's for sure, but it would be an incredible adventure. Are you ready to blast off? Here we go! First stop, Callisto. This moon is like the grandpa of the Galilean moons, super old and covered in craters. It's a bit like looking at a giant gray golf ball. Callisto is also the most heavily cratered object in our solar system. Now, about those craters, they tell us that Callisto has had a rough life. Imagine billions of years of getting pummeled by asteroids and comets. But hey, at least it makes for a dramatic landscape. The good news is that all that battering has made Callisto pretty stable. No volcanoes, no shifting ice, just good old-fashioned solid ground. Plus, it's far enough away from Jupiter that the radiation isn't too bad. So if you're looking for a peaceful, low-maintenance moon to call home, Callisto might be your place. Just don't mind the lack of a view. The scenery hasn't changed much in a few billion years. Next up is Ganymede, the largest moon in our solar system. It's even bigger than the planet Mercury. Ganymede is a cool customer, literally. It's covered in ice, and scientists think there might be a giant saltwater ocean hiding beneath the surface. How cool is that? Ganymede is also the only moon in our solar system known to have its own magnetic field. That's pretty impressive. This magnetic field acts like a shield, protecting the moon from harmful radiation from Jupiter. It's like having a built-in force field. Now, imagine swimming in a giant dark ocean on another world. That's what life might be like on Ganymede if we ever find any. We'd need some seriously bright submarines to explore those depths. Hold on to your hats, because Europa is where things start to get really interesting. This icy moon is a bit smaller than our own moon, but don't let its size fool you.
Europa is one of the most exciting places in our solar system to search for life. Why? Because beneath Europa's icy shell, scientists believe there's a vast ocean of liquid water. And we know that where there's water, there could be life.
This ocean is thought to be salty, and might even be more extensive than all the oceans on Earth combined. Now, getting through that thick layer of ice won't be easy. We're talking about ice that's several kilometers thick. But imagine the possibilities if we could drill through. We might find alien creatures swimming around in those dark... Last stop, but definitely not least, is Io. This moon is a real firecracker. In fact, it's the most volcanically active body in our solar system. We're talking about giant volcanoes erupting lava fountains that can reach hundreds of kilometers high. Talk about a light show. Io's volcanoes are so powerful that they spew sulfur and other materials into space, creating a giant, donut-shaped ring of plasma around Jupiter. This plasma torus is constantly bombarded by radiation from Jupiter, making Io a pretty dangerous place to visit, let alone live. Imagine trying to build a house on a moon where the ground could erupt in a fiery explosion at any moment. Not exactly the ideal place to settle down. But hey, if you're a thrill seeker who loves the smell of sulfur in the morning, Io might be the moon for you. Just don't forget. So, we've explored 4 incredible moons of Jupiter, each with its own unique set of challenges and opportunities. Which one would be the best place to live? It's a tough call. Callisto is stable and has low radiation, but it's also pretty boring. Ganymede has a magnetic field and a hidden ocean, but it's pretty darn cold. Europa is the most exciting from a life-finding perspective, but getting through that ice would be a major headache. And Io? Well, let's just say it's probably best to admire its fiery beauty from a safe distance. If I had to choose, I'd say Europa has the most potential. Just imagine the incredible discoveries that might await us beneath its icy shell. Of course, living on any of these moons is still a long way off. But by learning about these incredible worlds, we can start to imagine what life might be like beyond Earth. And who knows, Maybe one day, some of you will be the pioneers who take those first giant leaps into the great unknown.